Dear students, I am Santhan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. In this part video from the chapter of laws of motion, I would like to teach what is the inertia of rest or static inertia and how to understand static inertia concept. I will be explained with some suitable examples in this part video. So listen all of you students. In our previous video in the same chapter is nothing but in the laws of motion, I clearly explained what is the Newton's first law of motion. The Newton's first law of motion were also called as law of inertia because of mainly the first law after the Newton scientists proposed the first law about the motion. He gave two important ideas or definitions. The first one is the force and second one is the inertia. In the force we are observing that force is the external cause which tends to change the position or dimensions of a body. Dimensions is nothing but shape or size. But the inertia, he introduced the new concept. Force means you have some idea is there in the lower standard level in 8th also. But inertia is the new concept. That's why. So he focused mainly on this concept. So what is the inertia means? Inertia is nothing but it is the property of matter of every body. Means if a body has the matter, it must be having which property? Inertia property. Matter is nothing but immediately, so it has the mass. That's why inertia is depend on which one? Mass of a body. So that what are the units of mass? Inertia is also have the same. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. That's why the unit of inertia is the SI unit of inertia is also kilogram. So that I says that inertia and mass have the same unit. SI unit is kilogram, CGS unit is gram. Then after that, so we discuss the what are the types of inertia. Now our concept is what is that one? Types of inertia. So how many types of inertia is there means mainly three types are there. First one is inertia of rest. It is also called static inertia. Static is nothing but we know that in 8th standard level in the chapter of friction I said very clearly static is nothing but when a body is in the rest. That's why static is nothing but rest. Inertia means inertia. Next, second one, inertia of motion. It is also called kinetic or dynamic inertia. Third one is inertia of direction. Inertia of direction. These are the types of inertia. Listen very carefully. What is the inertia means? Inertia is nothing but it is the property of a matter that resists changes in its state of rest or state of motion. Even some unbalanced forces are act on it. Is nothing but if a body is in the rest or if a body is already in the motion. Every body will be having some opposite nature. When some unbalanced forces are act on it, is nothing but simply I says that if a body is already in the rest, it continue to be in the rest. Even some unbalanced forces act on it. That is the first one. And the second one, if a body is in the motion already, it continue to be in the motion. Even some unbalanced forces are act on it. That is the meaning of unbalanced forces is nothing but. So a direct force is not acting on it, but some indirect force is acting on that one due to the physical contact. That's why. Means you are not apply the direct force on that body, but a indirect force is acting by the another mode. But even though that body is in the rest, continue to be in the rest. If a body is in motion, continue to be in the motion. Is nothing but it is resist the changes in the state of rest or motion. But anyway, how many types of inertia is there? Mainly, okay, three types of inertia is there. Inertia of rest, it is also called static inertia. Static is nothing but rest. Inertia of motion is nothing, it is also called dynamic inertia. Dynamic is nothing but it is in motion. Inertia of direction. Mostly in our 9th standard level in regular syllabus, we discussed about the inertia of rest and inertia of motion only. It is in higher oriented classes we are discussing that. But I will give you a little bit idea about the what is the inertia of direction. Now let me discuss it. What is the inertia of rest and how we are understanding the concept of inertia of rest with suitable examples. So our first topic is inertia of rest, or it is also called static inertia. I said already. How to define inertia of rest or static inertia means it is a property of a body that resists changes in its state of rest even though some unbalanced forces act on it is called inertia of rest. Listen very carefully. It is the tendency of property of a body that resists changes in its state of rest even though some unbalanced forces act on it. That is one type of definition. And a simple definition, okay, it is also listened in Newton's first law of motion. Based on that one, I try to explain. If a body is in rest, it continues to be in rest. Even some unbalanced forces act on it. Listen very carefully. If a body is in rest, it continues to be in rest. Even some unbalanced forces act on it. Means some unbalanced forces acting on the body also. Okay, you are observing that it is in the rest only, but not comes to the motion. Means we know that. Okay, what we know that if we are applying the force directly on the body, at that time only it will be set into the motion. Means if we can apply it immediately set into the motion? No. When our applied force is greater than the frictional force offered by the body with the help of the surface, then the body set into the motion. Otherwise, the body will be in the rest position even though you are applying the force. But according to this concept, what we are understanding that we are applying the force on the body but not directly. Okay, you are applying the force on the other body, but by the other body, some direct force is acting on this one. Is nothing but our indirect force is acting on the body, but even though still it is in the rest position. For that one, we discussed some suitable examples in this time. First one. In carom, during the playing a carom board, you are observing that the carom coins we are arranged like a stack. Stack is nothing but we know that means the coins we place okay point of each other. Carom coins we place okay one upon each other is nothing but point of carom coins. So, in a carom, during the playing a carom board in the starting, you are observing that the black and white carom coins you are arranged like a stack, like this one is there. Okay, these are the carom coins. We can say that just okay. So totally 10 are there. That is we know that very clearly. Now, It is the stack of the carom coins. We are observing that in a carom board like this one. Now you are one of the player. Now we can take one striker. With help of this striker, you sharply hit the bottom of the carom coin in its stack. You are observing that this carom coin only will be comes to outside, remaining is in the same position. Is it correct or not? Once again, listen very carefully. Okay, during playing a carom board, carom coins, white and black carom coins, you are arranged like a stack. Is nothing but pile of carom coins. Means one carom coin is placed on the another one or upon the other. Like one side is one row is what is that one black, another one is the white, and finally we have placed a red. But anyway, you are considered only one stack of the carom coin. Now you are one of the player in that game. So now you can initially, with help of the striker, you sharply hit the bottom of the stack of the carom coin. You are observing that only the bottom of the carom coin will become outside, but the remaining are in the same. Means, for example, totally how many are there? 10 carom coins are there. Among the 10 carom coins, from the bottom we can say that 1, 2, 3, 4 like this one. From the bottom 1 means, so 1 is displaced. 1 is nothing but which one? Bottom. Bottom of the coin is displaced. Remaining how many are there? 9 coins are not displaced. It is in same position. Are understanding? Okay. Totally 10 carom coins are there. So either that is means either black or white. We are focused that one. So with help of a striker, you sharply hit any one of the stack. You are observing that bottom of the coin in a stack. Only the bottom of the coin only displaced. The remaining coins are in the same position only. So means here you are observing that. Okay. So totally 10 coins are arranged one upon the other. Like it is so my hand is the bottom of the coin in a carom stack, and the duster we can say as the from this is from bottom to top, we can say this is the first coin, it is the second coin. These two are physically in contact or not. Now here you sharply hit the which one? Bottom. Means only so my hand will becomes outside, but here you are observing that due to the physical in contact, which force is acting? So contact force is there or not? So means on these coins, so gravitational force is downward, normal force is upward, and due to the internal force, frictional force is there. Now this coin means this bottom of the coin during the displacing, when striking with a striker sharply, it will becomes to like this one. It will becomes to like this one means so on this body some frictional force is acting or not, but due to the frictional force is acting on this one, still it is in which position? Rest position. So means listen very carefully. If this bottom of the coin will be trying to displacing means so you apply the force on which one? Bottom. The bottom will be sharply come outside means already these two are in contact. Which contact? Physical contact. That's between these two one which force is acting? Contact force is acting. But here when the bottom of the coin will becomes to outside at that time due to the physical contact force, so on this upper coin some force is acting by the bottom or not, but still this is in which position? Rest position. It's nothing but our direct force is acting on the bottom but not on the second one. From the bottom. That's why the bottom of the coin only will be displaced, remaining is in the rest position, even though due to some physical contact force is acting by the bottom. That is the one inertia of rest. That's why if a body is in the rest, it continues to be in the rest even though some unbalanced forces act on it. Next, second one. A branch of tree. Laden with fruits. So a branch of tree laden with fruits. Mostly you are observing like bush like trees, you are observing that like sapota or some other whatever, maybe promanganate or apple, like this type of, or guava, like this type of one. We are observing that a branch of tree is content laden with fruits. So you are observing that in a tree, just we have considered that it is a branch. We can say that it is a branch. For this branch, okay, some fruits are there. Just for understanding of, okay, some fruits are there like this one. So every fruit will be contained one petiole. This petiole will be connected with the branch of the tree. Now here you are observing that initially just you are assume that the branch of the tree and the laden fruits with that one is both are in rest position. Now you are hold the branch of the tree and we can start due, okay, you can do the sudden shaking. Due to the sudden shaking of branch of tree, okay, laden with the fruits, what you are observing that, so most of the fruits will be fall down. Is it correct or not? Listen very carefully. So a branch of a tree laden with the fruits are there, number of fruits are contained. Now due to the sudden shaking of the branch of the tree, you are observing that some most of the fruits will be fall down. So why the fruits are fall down? Are you apply any direct force on the fruits? No, you are apply the direct force on the which one? Branch of the tree only. But why the fruits will be fall down, or how the fruits will be fall down means you are observing that, okay. So the duster we can say as a fruit laden with the tree. So my arm we can say as a which one? Branch of the tree. So like this one we can say that. Now due to the sudden shaking of the branch means it will be comes into the motion. Initially both are is in the rest before we sudden shake. Okay, if suddenly you due to the sudden shaking is nothing but suddenly you can try to, okay, jerk the which one? Branch of the tree. So the branch of the tree will be set into the motion, but the, okay, fruit will be not set into the motion because of there is no direct force is acting on it. That's why still it is in the rest position. But after the branch will be removed from this position, for this one is any supporting is there in the air? No. That's why it will be fall down. That's why initially both are is in the rest. If the external force is acting on the branch of the tree, that's why only it will be displaced from their position. But there is no direct force is acting on the fruits. That's why still the fruits are in the rest position. But here due to the contact of this one, if you are suddenly sick, then what will be happen? Okay, some indirect force is acting on the fruit through the branch or not, but even though it is in which position? Rest position. That's why it will be fall down. This is also one of the best evidence for understanding the inertia of rest. Next, the third one. Dust flies off from a carpet when you are beaten hardly with a stick. Listen very carefully. What is the third one? The third example is means. So, generally we are using the blankets for our daily purposes. After some of the days, okay, before washing like that one, so you are freely hanging a carpet. It is a carpet, just we can check that. This carpet is freely hanging with help of the any residual. A freely hanging carpet. Now we can take a large stick. With help of the stick, you can hardly beaten this one. When you can beaten the stick, then what will happen? This is displaced from their position, but the dust particles in it will be flies off and fall down. Is it correct or not? Okay, but how means? Listen very carefully. So generally, okay, the dust will becomes along with the air. The dust will be settled on the blanket. So initially, so we know that the blanket will be having tiny pores. In that pores, what is present? Dust particles are located or present. That's why initially, okay, when you are hanging a carpet, the carpet and the dust particle in its pores both are in which position? Rest position. Listen very carefully. So if you are observing any blanket, the blanket will be having tiny pores. In the tiny pores, what are there? Dust particles are settled. When the dust particles are carried along with the air is passing through this one. At that time, the dust particles are sticking to the blanket in that pores. So that's why when you are hanging a carpet, at that time the carpet and the dust particles present in its pores both are in which position? Rest position. Now with help of the stick you can hardly beat the which one? Carpet. So means here you are applying the force on which one? Carpet only, but not on the dust particles, because of it is not possible to apply the force on the dust particles. It is in A position mode. That's why when you are hardly hit the carpet, you are observing that the carpet is move from their position, but in which one? In the pores, what is there? Listen very carefully. In the pores, dust particles are there along with the carpet. When you can hardly beat on the carpet will become outside, but the pores inside the pores which is there dust particle, they are in the same position. That's why if the carpet will become outside, the dust particles are remains in the air. Then for that one there is no supporting. Then automatically they flies off or some are fall down. So means so on the dust particles present in this force is a direct force is not acting, but indirect force is acting. But even though dust particles are in which position? Rest position only. That's what we discussed, that if a body is in rest, it continues to be in rest. Even some unbalanced forces act on it. Next, one more thing. A passenger is in standing position on the platform of a bus. Inside the bus, initially the bus is in the rest position. Listen very carefully. A passenger is standing on the platform of the bus or was sitting in the seat. Initially the bus is in which position? Rest position. If the bus was suddenly started, you are observing that the passenger tends to fall backward. But actually bus is moves to which direction? Forward direction, but it tends to fall where? Backward direction. Why? If the bus is moved to forward, it tends to fall backward, but after that again both are moving to the forward only. But during the starting of a bus from the rest, it tends to fall backward. Is nothing but a passenger tends to fall backward when bus starts suddenly. That is, you can say that. What is the reason? Means here inertia of rest. Initially the bus and you both are one of the passenger in a bus. The bus body and you both are in which position? Rest position. If the driver was start the engine and apply the due to the engine force applied on the bus is set into the motion. Means a direct force is acting on the bus by the force applied by the engine. That's why the bus will be set into the motion. But there is no direct force is act on it. That's why. So what will be happen? You are in the rest position still, but the bus is in the motion. Then you are appeared to fall. Which direction? Backward direction. Means you are here. This is move to forward, means you are still way in the back only. That's why you tend to fall. Which direction? Backward, for balancing of that one only. And I will do one experiment also in this time. Here you are observing that. So, for proving the inertia of rest, it is one of the best example. Practically, you are observing. So, I will be proved practically this time. So, for proving of this one, we want a bottle or a glass tumbler or whatever the material. So have the mouth is there and one pad or one book or whatever and a coin, that is 1 rupee or 2 rupee or 5 rupees, whatever the coin is maybe. So mostly we want the three materials, a bottle or beaker or a trough, means mostly a narrow mouth we are considered, a pad or a book and a coin. These are the materials. So what we can do means here, listen very carefully. First of all, we take a book or pad, it is placed over the mouth of the bottle like this one. Now we can take a coin. The coin is placed over the which one on the book. Listen very carefully. First of all, we can take a coin. The coin is placed on the surface of the book. Further, the book will be keep over the which one mouth of the water bottle. Here you are observing that. Okay. Now the bottle we can hold like this one tightly. You are observing that it will be fall exactly into which one bottle. So once again listen very carefully. So I will take a coin. The coin is placed okay over the which one a book of this one, and further the book will be placed where on the mouth of the bottle. Now you sharply pull the book. The coin will be fall into the bottle. Here you are observing that the coin and the book initially over the mouth of the bottle both are in which position? Rest position. But when you sharply pull the book, then what will happen? You are applied a direct force on the book, but not the coin. That's why book will become outside, but the coin is in the rest position. After removing the book, there is no supporting for the coin. Then it will be fall into the bottle. So this is the best, one of the best evidence to understanding inertia of rest.